Wonderful. We are live and start of double header number 2. We're pumped. We're going to feel the heat.
Day 3, double header 2.
And since Siddharth has given up his CSK allegiances to support Sunrisers.
Part of the same group, Sun Group.
Oh, that way. Thank God. I was wondering if you're going to offend South Indians all around the country by saying part of the same group.
No, it's group, not clan. So, yes, it's a new Super Sunday if you have to look at it. Indeed, it is Super Sunday already because...
Oh, just a bit of breaking news. 4 debutants for Sunrisers and we know who 3 of their foreign players are. So, Mayank is making his debut, Harry Brook is making his debut, Glenn Phillips is making his debut and Adil Rashid is making his debut for the team.
So, you're going to play 3 foreigners and 1 impact player?
No, I think one foreign player could be someone like someone who's played for the team.
Played for the franchise. Could be someone in...
You'll have to check.
Just check the squads. Let me go through because last year they had Makram. They had Williamson.
So anyway, Markram is not going to be in the team today because he's busy with the...
Let me guess who the 4th will be. It will be...
Akil.
No, but he also would be a debutant, no?
Yeah.
Akil, yes.
No, maybe
or maybe Fazal Haq Faruqi. But he did play last year.
So then he wouldn't be a debutant. Yes, it could be Fazal Haq.
Fazal Haq Faruqi.
A couple of games he got last year, right?
Yeah, he did towards the fag end.
And
also,
yes.
Yeah, you go first.
Bhuvaneshwar Kumar is going to lead the Sunrisers Hyderabad team today because Aiden Markram is busy with the 3rd ODI, the final ODI against Netherlands if South Africa win that, all but through to the World Cup as the 8th and final team, direct qualification. So
it's an important match.
It is an important game, but for them to be confirmed, Ireland will have to lose 1 out of the 3 games against Bangladesh in May. So only then you will get the confirmation. But as I was saying, today is already Super Sunday because you saw a fantastic T20 between Sri Lanka and New Zealand. Man, it was 7 runs when needed of 1 ball. Each Sodi hits a 6. And good news for Chennai Super Kings fans. Chennai anyway are playing tomorrow, but Tikshana won't be available. Mahesh Tikshana bowled the super over and conceded just 8 runs. And that is how Sri Lanka got their first win on that wretched tour that they were, because knocked out of WTC final contention, knocked out of direct ODI World Cup contention, New Zealand finally they have something to smile. But focusing on this game, as I hope that is not a hologram of Steve Smith.
No, that looks like the real deal.
That does look real.
You know?
Yep. So going by this game, I'll ask Gargi first. 5 years later, you're going to play at the Rajiv Gandhi Stadium in Uppal. We have seen in the past that Uppal traditionally is a very slow, low deck, and with now 3 games all happening south. Forget Chinnaswamy Stadium because that is a big. It's always been a flat deck.
Yeah.
Chennai and Uppal.
By the way, Jansen is the 4th overseas player. We should have guessed.
Marco.
Nice.
Also features in our playing 11. The ones
Yeah,
that
of course
we did,
you would.
Yes, by the way, his one hopes that his twin gets a chance in the other game. Dwayne Jansen, if I'm not mistaken.
Oh, yeah,
Marco and
I think Dwayne will place for. I think Dwayne was
Mumbai.
picked up by MI. Yes,
Mumbai Indians. So Marco and Dwayne. So that is why it's going to be a really good challenge. But firstly, I'll just say, Uppal. Do you think that you're going to see spin play a major role today? Because are you going to pack your team with spinners? Or do you think, okay, maybe 1 or 2 spinners, maybe the impact player and all these kind of things, are teams going to employ a different strategy today?
I think what I've seen from the past matches that have happened on this surface, it is a bit of a support. The surface does give support to the batters, but RR and Sunrisers Hyderabad have such a good squad this time. I think it's going to be a great game today because we're seeing with Rajasthan we have Yashasvi Jaiswal. He's coming off of a great domestic season.
Yes.
He's got 900 odd runs in SMAT.
And also starred in the Irani Cup final.
Yes, he got a double 100 in the Irani trophy.
Yeah.
So.
We've got Joss Butler and Shimran Hetmeyer.
Did he follow it up with 100 in the second innings also?
I don't recall. Did he?
Yes, he got 100.
Yeah.
He had the most runs in an Irani trophy by a batsman.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Double 100 followed by 100.
And then when they've also got the duo of Ashwin and Yuzi. That's
Exactly.
also great.
The spin twins.
If we have a surfaces doing something, it's got a little bit of movement, then the spin twins can come in and take the wickets. On the other hand, we have Abhishek Sharma, who
Left
is
armer.
also doing really well in domestic. He's contributing with the bat as well as the ball. He's got, I think in Syed he had 10 wickets in the season.
Yes, he did.
So and Adil Rashid is coming in. I think it's going to be a great battle. And Harry Brook,
Wow.
the
So,
up and coming star of
Love that guy.
So, going on that, Shane, are we going to see a contest of two teams that look complete in all departments? Because if you look at the Rajasthan Royals team, we had a problem last year with the overseas.
Correct.
This
Overseas,
time-
and not just overseas, and also the all-rounder. They've sorted both of that with
Both.
one fell swoop.
So, do you think in this is the most complete team that we are seeing, both Rajasthan Royals and Sunrisers?
Yes.
Yes, actually, you asked the question, and I'll sum it up with one word. Yes, that's the short version. The longer version is that for Sunrisers, what they finally seem to have done is built a cohesive squad that doesn't necessarily lack the very obvious weaknesses that SRH had for years. What was that? No middle order. This time they're like, no, we will make a middle order, and it looks very solid, because I think you're opening with who? You'd open with Abhishek Sharma,
And
you would
Mayank.
open- and Mayank. That's your openers. Then in the middle order you have Rahul Tripathi,
yes.
you have Glenn Phillips, and you have Harry
Brook.
Brook, who will
You
be
also have the option of Abdul Samad if needs be.
exact. I doubt he'd start, truth be told.
That
Last
doesn't
year-
look like, yes,
Yeah, last
yes,
year he didn't start a lot of the games, but again, they do have options, and the one biggest weakness that they had sorted. Also importantly, their pace bowling squadron looks very sorted.
Yes.
If okay, let's say Natarajan's not available, you still have an Umran, you still have a Jansen, you still have yes, you have Karthik Tyagi, who's done really well for them. Their spinners also. Adil Rashid, you have one of the best white ball spinners in the world. I love how they've got two very good English players, and Brook, yes, they had to kind of go over the odds for, but Adil Rashid, I think they got a base price.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was surprising, because I remember thinking Mumbai would go hard for Rashid. They didn't have a leg spinner.
Yeah.
But Rashid went at base price to Sunrisers, and I'm like, that's a steal.
That's-
So I'm really excited to see how their bowling does. Don't forget, Washington also is going to be there.
Yeah.
And he adds a lot of depth in both batting and bowling. So for me, SRH looked pristine. Rajasthan last year looked amazing, barring that one problem, despite which they reached the final.
Yes.
And now they've sorted that problem.
Holder.
Yes, Jason Holder gives you overs, he gets you runs.
And you also got Adam Zampa.
Yeah,
Who
their
may not play? Who may not
But their bench is I think their bench is surprisingly strong. I mean, considering you have an Adam Zampa on the bench, you'd have a Joe Root on the bench. It's a very good looking bench. And Root, by the way, I know he doesn't tend to get much love as a T20 player, but his numbers aren't terrible.
Yeah.
He can accelerate, and if his recent baseball is exploits have shown, he can sometimes go for the unthinkable. One of the more classic batters is going for reverse ramp shots.
Yeah.
Reverse ramp shot, Joe Root.
I
Exactly.
think he's coming in with a great mindset that I need.
Yes,
to
I think his
change it
mindset
up.
has been freed, I think, by Baz.
So, okay, now I'll come to Harshit for the players to watch out for. Last year in Rajasthan Royals, only one name dominated, and he kind of was on the fringes, but he didn't do much with the bat or the ball, and that was Riyan Parag.
Yes.
Okay. Riyan Parag from Rajasthan Royals, and if you look at the other squad members, okay, which is the player that you may be most interested to look at in this match? And debutants in the Rajasthan Royals.
Holder,
team,
no surprise.
KM Asif.
Asif, wow.
Finally, I am glad that Rajasthan Royals are giving him a debut right in this very stage, because for 2 to 3 years, another case of a CSK guy who was wasted
On the bench.
and he didn't get a chance. He got only 2 or 3 games, demonstrated impressive skills, but finally he's getting his due in the Rajasthan Royals setup. And it's a good thing. And once again, like Jagadisan, I am glad that Asif is getting a chance in other franchises.
And KM Asif, correct me if I'm wrong, will probably slot in where Prasidh was, I think.
Yes.
So that's your
Perhaps,
Prasidh
yes.
Krishna replacement.
Also comes in with decent height, if I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Decent height.
Yes.
Remember, he was in the UAE, and at the insistence of his brother, he said that why don't you try your hand in cricket? And boy, did he impress the Chennai Super Kings scouting staff. Yet I don't know why. And
Bhubaneswar Sunrisers have won the toss.
they may bowl.
I think you might just choose to bat if it's
It looks
well
like a
hot.
batting track to me.
You
Initial
might just
impression.
choose to bat.
I think he should go for a bowl.
Let's see
wait.
what have they
Yep.
done.
And they announced the captain. Yeah, Bhubaneswar
Thanks.
Kumar.
Yes, we know.
Exactly. Thank you so much.
he's going with
I think he may
bat.
want to bowl.
Oh, you
to
bowl.
bowl.
There we go.
Because it's a
Alright.
day game, and traditionally, if you look at
Who's gonna
Uppal, if you play the night game here, then you want to bat first because the pitch gets slower and sluggish
Right.
as it progresses. So you saw in the early stages of 14, 15 and 16 in Uppal, whenever you used to play the night game, batting would become difficult. That's why you had scores of 130, 135. That was the lowest scoring venue in the IPL. But in the day game, no moisture, no nothing. And remember, Hyderabad is hot. And we may be having a bit of spring in Noida, but in Hyderabad, it's incredibly
We are
hot.
having proper monsoons here in Noida,
Yeah, actually. Remember, yesterday it was raining so much that we were having problems with the broadcast.
Broadcasters, yes. And, okay, I was talking about Riyan Parag, but is this a make or break season for Sanju Vishwanath Samson?
Absolutely.
Harshit?
I think I'll like to come to that later because I just want to go through what the scores for the two teams are.
I'll answer that question.
Yeah.
I don't think it's make or break, but I think what Sanju needs to do is he needs one big season. Why? Because he's always been in and around the periphery of the national team.
Yes.
Never a first choice.
Parag, can he
always
just
brought
refresh
in
if the squads are out?
when you needed to plug a hole. Asked to train to as a finisher and then arbitrarily just out of the setup when you need a finisher, mind you. So I don't know. I think he needs to have that one big season where he gets like 600 runs, strike at a 140, make him impossible to ignore. And I'll not go by how he starts because he's always been the man of fast starts and then he'll peter off. I don't get it.
That is the problem. Sanju Samson, if you have to sum up his IPL career, great start. 2-3 games he'll be on top of the world.
Yeah.
But then the descent is so rapid, and you wonder, is this really Sanju Samson or an imposter?
He starts off as pristine and then ends up as Malia. Never mind.
That's what I think, the make or break situation, because you've got to be consistent when, the management is considering you for the national side. Someone that's been good for one season and then average for the other is not going to get picked.
Exactly. So, Bhuvaneshwar Kumar has said Farooqi, Harry Brook,
Harry
Adil
Brook.
Rashid and Glenn Phillips are our four
Very
foreigners.
good. That's
So
actually
there is no Marco Janssen.
Yeah, I think he would not be available right now. Was he?
I think
he's available.
he might not be available for some other reason.
But again, Farooqi last year, I remember, came in and was doing okay. So
The
not the
depth
worst.
he kind
I
of
think he had a decent Asia Cup also. If I'm
he
not
was
wrong.
the star in the Asia Cup.
Yeah, there were two stars, I think, for them. One was Fazal Haq and the other, of course, was Gurbaz, who was doing really well at the top of the order.
Exactly. So that is your four foreigners there. So you will not have an impact player as a foreigner. So no team as of now has yet used a foreigner as an impact
Okay,
player.
so Sanju Samson's also told the four foreign players that the Rajasthan have gone for the Rajasthan franchise, and that's Josh Butler, Jason Holder, Trent Bolt, no surprises, and Shimron Hetmyer.
Yeah, I think this is the most settled side right now. One would be RR because they really only had to make one tweak once they got Jason Holder. That's it. Easy peasy.
In many ways, Rajasthan really have the team. They finished as runners-up last year. They really have the team, and whatever they could have done, let's say at the auction, I think they've done that in terms of bolstering their squad and giving themselves a chance to go that step further, which they fell short last time.
Correct.
As a squad too, I believe the players are now, they have so much clarity, they know what to do, they know what their roles are, so they can just go out there and give their best.
Also, another good thing with Rajasthan that I feel is pretty much the core players are there. They've not rejigged the entire setup, so the core players are there. And somebody like a Riyan Parag, by the way, does fall into that category of a core group.
Yeah, because he's been around since 2018. If
Exactly,
I'm not
the kind of backing, let's say, and when I look at these two squads, I see two youngsters who've actually gotten the backing from the two franchises. You have Abhishek Sharma over there, who's been backed by Hyderabad, and you got a Riyan Parag, who's given us, moments to. He's a cheeky fellow, and I'm not a big fan of his antics at times, but with the bat, I think he scored a 50 odd last time around.
He scored a 50, took 4 wickets against RCB.
That was his best performance of last year.
But again, I think, and I don't see any, impressions as of now from Rajasthan as to, if they're running out of patience with him. But he too, I think, he does, for him, I think he does need to do a little more to be able to really establish himself as one of those players who's got to be there in the playing 11. For me, he's not done enough over the years. Maybe this should be his year, and I think he's gotten that experience now. No longer can you say, okay, he's still new to the setup, he's still new to the franchise, new to the IPL. He's done away with all of that. time now for him to actually, with all those antics and all the bravado that we see from him on the field, maybe just a little more of talking with the bat and ball from him.
And if anyone's been following his Twitter, he's been. Has anyone?
I haven't seen. What has he been tweeting about?
Just, I'm grinding, I'm hustling, I'm doing this, then he's showing his abs. So I think he's working.
I think he's working hard.
He's
on himself.
dedicated this
Very
time.
dedicated.
See, why this match holds a lot of importance for me is for 3 reasons. The first reason is the battle between Joss Butler and Harry Brook. 2 guys who have redefined the way how you are going to play. Butler is the master. Brook is the upcoming apprentice.
True.
Brook, so far in his career, right up to from October when he started that series against Pakistan, in all formats, he's been your numero uno.
Yeah.
Right.
Now in the IPL, in the biggest stage, is he going to be found out? I hope not, because we need players like Harry Brook who can perform in all 3 formats and can dazzle everybody with his antics.
Right.
He's box office. That's the thing with him. When he's batting, you want to watch him bat because it's just that good. You keep thinking this guy looks unassuming. Nothing about him stands out. Like if you look at it, for instance, an Andre Russell or Chris Gale types, you look at them, they're going to muscle you out of the park.
Right.
With Brook, you're looking at him like, how does this guy hit the ball so hard that often? He does it. He has that. And what's more is, people thought, okay, when he was doing it in Pakistan during that T27 match, T28 series that they had.
In the test match.
Then people
In the
would.
test match.
Why I'm saying those T20s? Because then people thought.
The ones before the World
Yes,
Cup.
because then people thought, okay, you're getting Pata wickets over there.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, I think that's the hologram.
That
only.
is a hologram.
Maybe he's looking over there.
Yeah. So the thing is that when it happened there, when in Pakistan, when he was playing,
We should
people
start
thought
having a hologram here as well, huh?
we can have a Nikhil hologram. When he's not here, why not? Wouldn't be the worst idea.
Exactly.
Or maybe a Rahul hologram since he's mostly
he's-
not around.
Yeah, but he'll be sleeping now. No, day 1 of WrestleMania is done.
True.
So anyway, as I was saying, back to the point is that when Brook was performing that well in Pakistan, people were like, okay, yeah, but Pakistan you generally get friendly pitches. Then he suddenly solidifies himself as a first choice during the World Cup.
But look at
Impresses
also
there.
his versatility. He's been great in all the formats.
Playing exactly the same way, mind
Yeah.
you. But that's what makes it even more stunning is that he's not had to adjust anything.
Yep. So
I still remember when that test match where they scored 500 odd runs in the first day, Rawalpindi.
Rawalpindi,
Brook was the star of that.
Yeah.
everybody was
battered everyone out of the park.
Changed the course of the game.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
So we'll take that, and so that's why Brook versus Butler. That is going to be a very, very interesting contest. And second, I want to see Sanju Samson because I had picked him as the orange cap winner.
Now we can reveal.
Now we can reveal since it's out. I had said that I hope Sanju Samson wins the orange cap for one simple reason. I think he has been the most unluckiest Indian cricketer this decade. Because his career coincided with the fag end of MS Dhoni's brilliance, 14 to 19. But unfortunately, before he could step up, Rishabh Pant just ran through the domestic circuit and ensured I am the number 1 contender. Okay. Now Pant is injured. Dhoni is gone. You have got that wicket keeper void still. KL Rahul, Ishan Kishan, they are not set the stage on fire yet.
And KL, mind you, in one format is right now only a sure shot starter.
Yeah.
T20s, he's not really been seen in tests. Shuman has kind of superseded
replaced him.
So, even KL needs a big season. That's why I picked him as my orange cap winner. So, which is a big surprise in many ways.
Marco is playing against
Netherlands, yes.
There we go.
Yep. So, okay, because of that, why I will say I picked Sanju Samson as the orange cap winner because of Roy SP's comment. Roy SP has given us a super chat saying Samson really loves SRH. 1 century against them. Yes, he did. 2 of the most balanced teams on paper. Which is your favorite MI versus RCB game? Mine is Stark versus Pollard 2014. Oh,
That was a fun game where both of them ended up squaring against each other. I remember.
Pollard, if he had let go of the bat and it had hit Stark, then that's it. Game over. But luckily, Pollard, the bat slipped out of his hand and Stark luckily escaped uninjured. So that is the thing. I'll come to the MI versus RCB game later, but that's
We can actually discuss some memories because that is also one rather underrated kind of a, let's say rivalry.
It
2
is
of the most passionately supported teams. Unfortunately, why it's a one-sided rivalry is because RCB have never won a title, whereas MI have won 5.
But it's
But
always
then
a
head to head,
rivalry.
it's not that skewed, is it?
No, it's closer than you think.
17-14, I guess.
It is because
Something like that.
RCB have won 4 out of the last 5 against Mumbai. And there are two reasons why MI RCB is going to be a close game. One, Virat versus Rohit, as always. And second, Mumbai Indians and opening games in IPL. They have always 90% of the time lost.
But what about RCB? Not like they always get...
RCB have started well, except
But
2008.
Exactly.
I know, but 2008 was an
Also,
aberration.
RCB, I read something like they're the only team to qualify.
Qualify for the playoffs last three straight seasons.
Yeah,
They're the
last.
only team to have done so. So really consistent on their part.
Yeah.
Also, let's quickly go over the playing 11 since we discussed the foreign players and all, but I believe the playing 11s are also out.
Yes, they
Here
are.
we go. Sunrisers Hyderabad. I'll take this one. You can take RR.
Yep.
Mayank Agarwal and Abhishek Sharma opening. Rahul Tripathi, big fan of the guy. Harry Brook at number 4. Washington Sundar at number 5. I think Sundar will be a floater.
Yes.
I don't think he's starting at 5 necessarily.
Also, I don't think he's going to start ahead of Glenn Phillips.
Yeah, exactly. But then look at that. Umran Malik ahead of Adil Rashid. That seems weird. Anyway, but I'll just quickly go over the 11. Harry Brook, Sundar, Phillips, Umran Malik, Adil Rashid, Bhuvneshwar Kumar, Natarajan and Fazlullah Farooqi. But they've gone with an extra bowler because they're bowling first. So I'm pretty sure they'll impact sub in a batsman.
Yeah,
Maybe,
probably Umran goes out.
Yeah, Umran could
Or
possibly go out.
and get an Abdul Samad.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That would be what I would be thinking of as well.
Exactly.
So for Rajasthan, pretty settled playing 11 really. Yashasvi Jaiswal and Joss the Boss Butler opening. Sanju Samson at number 3. Devdutt Padikkal at 4. Riyan Parag, Shimron Hetma. Again, I think that's a flexible batting lineup once you go beyond Padikkal, because they might just send Hetma or higher.
They might just send Ashwin for all you know.
I think
They did that last year.
Yes, but I think that experiment is done with, considering now they have Holder. So because now see they bat till number 8. Because the only bowlers now are Trent Bolt, KM Asif, and of course Yuzvendra Chahal.
But Bolt is also a good bat.
Yeah, he's decent with the bat for sure.
Ashwin, I think.
No, I counted Ashwin. The only 3 I said were Bolt, Asif, and Chahal.
Yeah.
And even Bolt is pretty decent with the bat.
Yeah.
Yep.
Although I'd say Saudi is probably better than them with the bat.
Also, if you look
Six
at this, otherwise, if you look at other teams, they'd look at replacing their number 8 and try to get in a batsman when they're chasing, let's say. In case of Rajasthan, I don't see that happening, because you see, you've got a holder batting in at number 8 who can talk the ball very easily. Especially in some of the grounds here in India, he's not gonna, it's not going to be a challenge for him in any way in most grounds here in India. So, and this is why, I feel Rajasthan this year look a much solid squad.
So I wonder for Rajasthan then, I think obviously they'd want to bring in a bowler because they're going to be defending.
They will have to get a
So
bowler.
I think the ones who look likely to go then Yashasvi or Padikkal.
Yep.
Would most likely be, because from Riyan Parag you might actually get an over or two if you're lucky. Off spin.
No, dibbly-dobbly.
Dibbly-dobbly
Or he bowls
off
all.
spin.
He bowls
You
all.
could actually get 2 overs from Riyan.
Yeah, exactly. So you're not subbing him. My point is then the ones who most likely go out would be a Padikkal or a Jaiswal.
Jaiswal.
Once
Yeah.
the batting is done.
I
Mostly.
think it will be also interesting to see what the pitch is doing in the second half, because that will also have an impact on the impact.
In fact, yes. See, impact players for RR, Dhruv Jurel, Sandeep Sharma, M.
Murugan
Ashwin, and Navdeep Saini. Yes. So, I think, see, in Saini and Ashwin, I think would be your first choice impact players, depending on, as you said, what the pitch is doing.
Yeah.
Because if you find it's assisting a little spin, you have someone like Murugan Ashwin who will come in. Then you'll have Ashwin and Ashwin.
Exactly. Not for the first time.
And not for the first time. They have played together in Punjab.
And Rising Police Superintendent.
Oh, and RP. Yes, of course.
In RPS also. So that's why the third reason is this particular individual that they are showing on the host broadcasters. Umran Malik. Why is that? First match ever that he's playing in the IPL in Hyderabad.
In Hyderabad, correct. Yeah.
Yes. And remember, Umran has been in the Indian cricket team and he's been in the fringes, not gotten that much of game time. That is the main reason why, if he has a very good IPL, you've seen what raw pace can do on
Exactly.
these Indian decks. Mark Wood was a classic case yesterday. What if Umran Malik has that kind of a breakthrough season and ensures that he's now a regular? Because you are not knowing whether Jasprit Bumrah is going to be fit for the World Cup. You're facing a race against him.
very touch and go. Let's be fair.
You would want to hone Umran Malik.
But will he be your starter? I don't think so. I think you still
need to have him.
You still need to have him, and he is a very good X factor to have, because he's that X factor and he has that ability. I think for him to have it's important for him to have a good IPL, just because even let's say if he's on the bench, he has good confidence. Because I don't see him starting ahead of a Siraj. I don't see him starting ahead of a Shami. You have
The Lord who can bat.
Lord can bat, but
But then
again,
that's what they've been doing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Why has Shardul been starting ahead of Umran? Because he bats. He offers you an option with the bat. That is the pragmatic reasoning why you need to bat till number 8. That's the Indian team, think tank's thinking, let's say. So that is the only reason why Umran isn't starting at this point. But if I were him, I'd look to force the issue. Have another good season, because last year he was really good, troubled a lot of batsmen.
Got a
Do
5-wicket
that again. Yeah, do that again. Make yourself impossible to ignore. That's the key when it comes to an IPL, because
Exactly.
IPL really, you get eyeballs.
Yeah.
So if you have a good performance in the IPL, you are really forcing your case.
See, the problem with Umran Malik, I'll just say one thing about Umran Malik. Number one, all the wickets that he got, okay, most of them were Indian batters, most of them.
Yeah.
The England players, the South African players, the Australian players, not that much troubled by pace, because they are used to playing on those pacey, bouncy decks that they are there. But if Umran Malik troubles everybody in this IPL, okay, gets about 15 to 20 wickets in these conditions, it'll be very difficult for him to ignore. It'll be very difficult for the Indian selectors to ignore him, because you need a backup. What if Shami breaks down?
Which is quite possible.
Which is possible. And remember, Shami is also a World Cup to World Cup player. Let us be very, very honest.
Yeah, this year actually, I'm very surprised he's played so many ODIs. Because
What I'll be very interested to see in Umran Malik this time around is how he delivers in the death. Remember, Mohammad Shami has a problem in the death overs.
Mohammad Shami, I don't believe is a death bowler.
Yeah.
But he is used that way sometimes, unfortunately.
Although he did well against Australia at the Wankhede, but that wasn't death overs. He just ran through the middle order.
Second new ball.
So that is why. But Umran Malik, if he bowls well in the death overs, then I think your X factor is cemented. And it begins now. Even if you have a good IPL and you're still ignored, then that means, yes, the selectors are missing a trick. We can legitimately say that. So that is why, for these three factors, I'm saying that
I think you're right. I think because, again, there was the problem with him, not just in the IPL, but remember the Ireland series after that? He was taken for runs. Exactly. He was taken for runs. I think, if I'm not wrong, he gave him some 40-odd runs.
46 runs in 4 overs.
Exactly.
He somehow managed to defend 17 runs in that final over.
Somehow.
Yeah.
When even there it was very close.
Yes.
Went down to the last 2 balls.
Yes.
Yep. So
And
that
as
is it.
Sridhar Deshpande points out, that yes, Umran was in fact belted around by both Livingston and Butler last year. Livingston really took him to the cleaners.
That is the problem. Because see, what will work for Umran this time is, because if you're putting in a good performance this time, you're going to play the World Cup in India.
Yeah.
More importantly,
And you will know the lengths, you'll know the lines. So, if Umran can add that additional string to his bow, then I think it'll be very difficult for him to ignore. And that is why his death overs bowling, not his power play bowling. Power play, we know he will excel. Death overs. And remember, in one game, he got 4 bowled against
Gujarat Giants.
Oh, sorry, Titans. Oh, you did a Ravi Shastri now. Come on. Yeah, so Shane, carry on. What?
yeah, one thing also with Umran, which I wanted to add, is that if he does well this season, it does a second thing. It proves that he's not a one-season wonder. We've had a lot of them come through the IPL. And 1 year you'll be absolutely unplayable, next year you'll look ordinary. I don't think Umran is that, but for his own confidence, he needs to have another good year.
Yes.
Prove that you are consistently good, consistently able to bowl at that pace which you're able to bowl at. You make yourself impossible to ignore. Simple as.
Absolutely. So Akash Bharadwaj is like saying, I really want to see Tripathi and Harry Brook.
Oh, join the club, my friend. Join the club. Those two batting together should be dream.
And if Sanju Samson is also unlucky, even Rahul Tripathi is very, very unlucky because of the depth that is there in the Indian cricket team.
Yeah.
He's been the journeyman,
Yes.
travelled all over the globe, but hardly got a game.
Yes.
I think I agree with Roy SP. He's saying, do tune into the Bhojpuri and Punjabi commentary. It's fun.
Yeah, it is
I am
really
in complete agreement with what he's saying.
It's really great.
It is great fun. That day, in fact, one of our colleagues was like, can you help me out with the Bhojpuri commentary? Like, sure, I'd love it.
Yeah, it was really
I
good.
mean, if I had to do the Punjabi and Bhojpuri comparison, I would say Bhojpuri slightly 0.1% ahead because of the fun element.
Yeah,
Because
there's
and
Ravi
who
Keshav
they've
there.
got also, yeah. yeah, Ravi Kishan.
Ravi Kishan.
Guy is an absolute Bhojpuri legend.
We needed
by
Manoj
the way,
Tiwari also.
He
Would
would
have
have.
the Bhojpuri done.
Yes, I mean,
If any of you get that reference, full marks.
I know, but Manoj Tiwari, because he's got punchlines which are excellent and, as they say in Tamil, and also mass. It's for the masses and they will relate to it. And this is also, this IPL, you're going to see a proliferation of regional language commentary like never before.
Correct.
English is now sidelined. It is now absolutely elitist. But for people, you look at the figures that will come out, say, by the end of next month, you will see Bhojpuri and Punjabi and maybe Marathi and all those Hindi,
Yes.
they will dominate the charts.
And it's good. You should be giving people those options of being able to listen to those. I think in today's day and age, if you can have a hologram commentating on TV, you should be able to pick your
I'm not
choice
going
of
there.
language.
That hologram. It's that hologram. I don't know what I'm going to do about it, because I don't know whether I should be happy whether because it's good usage of technology, or should I cry because it does look sometimes.
No,
cringe.
be happier about it, because it's better than being replaced by AI. Put it that way.
Oh, true.
Do you want to be replaced by AI, or do you want to be digitally?
Present.
Yes, at least you're there. At least we know that Steve Smith.
Yes.
So,
Okay, so cricket analysis by RV Singh. Sir, if UZ couldn't play from 2 years despite performing, Umran too won't play.
he
in
makes a
World
good
Cup.
point about UZ, man.
He makes
Poor
a good
UZ.
point. Yes, the greatest mystery. 2 great seasons by Yajuvendra Chahal. Yet you did not play him when it mattered. It will be the greatest mystery novel ever.
You replaced him by Varun Chakravarti in 21, 22. You didn't replace him at all.
You not just Varun Chakravarti, you also had Rahul Chahar that year.
Chahar,
So you had 2 relatively newer spinners,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that is a team problem. That is a team composition, team management issue. But see, the dynamics for Umran will change because he's a pacer. The pacer will ensure that he adds a different dimension altogether. That's the thing. So in
King D were the commentators. King D was like, why can't we have all 11 overseas players? My friend,
Because there won't be an Indian
it is the Indian Premier League, not the foreigners Premier League.
International Premier League. It's not that.
GGK has an interesting question saying that who can break Virat's 973? Butler. I like how he always puts Sanju.
GGK, I think
GGK,
you
no?
should name it. You should name it GGK Sanju.
Yeah. Sanju GGK.
Yes.
One or the other. So in that sense, no, I think that record, as Butler proved last year, is not unbreakable. Those kind of records, but I think you need
Who
to
can break it this year?
It has to be an opener. Has to be an opener.
I'm sticking my neck out.
and saying no one's breaking it.
No one's breaking it.
Nah, someone will.
I mean,
I think he
this
finished
season
what?
or the next? I
He
mean,
finished
2
110
seasons
runs.
later.
He
110 runs behind Butler last season. 863.
No, I'm saying he obviously was the top runner. I think he had a lead of about 250 odd runs. Yeah.
Remember, he also
250
only
odd runs he
missed
led
out
by.
on it. If you ask me, was because towards the end his form petered out
Yes.
just a tad.
Yes.
Just a tad.
But again,
If
he had
that-
done enough at the start. No,
if
enough at the start.
that peter out didn't happen.
Do you think someone like Shubman Gill can do it?
Yes.
Not those many.
Yes.
runs.
No,
I
he
don't-
can.
Not those
I
many.
believe
runs.
so.
Yeah, because especially if he continues his trend of making hundreds.
Yes. Then
I think he can.
for sure.
Okay, so you said who can? You said Shubman.
She's saying Shubman. I haven't thought about it. Let me
What
think.
about you? Who can break? Because I'm pragmatically, I'm saying no one is ever breaking that record.
I'll give you one. Rituraj Gaikwad.
Okay, maybe he's having the reverse. Normally he would start the season badly and end on a high. This time he's starting well, but he's ending it badly.
No, I think what he'll do is right now, because again, what you're seeing from him in this first game, leave aside IPL context, he's been in fine form throughout the domestic here.
Yes.
He was doing well in this Syed Mushtaq Ali, he was doing well in the Vijay Hazare, so he's doing well everywhere. I think, wasn't the Vijay Hazare where he smacked the 760?
160, yeah, he
Yes,
did.
Yeah.
yes.
168, 200 and 115. 3 consecutive scores.
Exactly. So in that sense, I think he would be a person. Also fits the bill being an opener.
Yeah.
Sridhar Deshpande says Sky can break. No, because again, middle
The
order.
3 golden ducks.
Middle order. No, I think if anyone has to, break this, it has to be an opener. Someone who will get the most balls.
Yes.
That's why, remember, even Kohli got it when he was opening for RCB.
Who's your pick?
I said Rituraj.
Achha, okay, right.
You said Shubman,
I
Harshit?
said Shubman.
To break the all-time, or are we saying just the highest?
973.
973.
I don't see
Arey,
it breaking.
orange cap, I already said KL Rahul.
Nah. I don't see it breaking this year.
It won't
No,
break,
I'm
but
saying if it has to.
Eventually, it will. someone will come in and
I
report
just-
a mental break.
That was a freakish Virat Kohli operating at another level. I just think it's
See,
GJK also makes a good point. Next year we'll have 18 matches in the league phase. You could very well actually
yeah,
see
you're
it
looking at
happen.
90 matches, no, next year.
Yes.
Right.
So you could actually see it. It's okay, Siddharth. They're there.
yeah. So I would say if it has to be broken this season,
Not just this season, ever.
ever, tough one. I think I would say,
I don't know.
pragmatically, as I said, no one's breaking, but I think the closest anyone can come to could probably be Sanju.
Yeah, you're just taking GJK's prediction.
No. I mean,
Okay, I'll
it
just
depends
to
on
put in
how
a
he
name.
starts.
Just to put in a name, I'll go with Ishan Kishan.
That's not a bad pick. I mean, if he has a good season, why not?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It depends on how
Still
he
age on
starts.
his side. No, we're talking about again.
And if my t-shirt was
It's
a
a-
different color, then
But coming back to this match, what do you think? Since SRH is bowling first, what will be the opening combination?
I think it'll be Bhuvi and Natarajan.
Yeah, Bhuvi and Natarajan, or
Or
maybe
be
Fazal
Fazal
Haq.
Haq. Could be Fazal Haq. Yeah.
You'll start with Bhuvi and Fazal Haq because Fazal Haq is a swing bowler. He's
Exactly.
not a deck bowler.
Exactly.
And in the Asia Cup on these same placid decks,
He would be getting crazy swing, I remember.
Yes.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting. Jaws against
And there's also, I think,
Faruqi
silence
and
for
Nattu.
Salim Durrani.
Yes, a minute's silence has been observed at the ground because of the
Ahead of play,
unfortunate death of Salim Durrani, and I will be doing a special video on Salim Durrani. Why is he such a high-profile name in Indian cricket? It all goes back to that glorious moment in the 60s. Do stay tuned for that video when I'm doing it. So, Salim Durrani, rest in peace.
Unfortunate,
Thank you,
yeah.
thank
Prolonged
you
illness.
for all that you have achieved, and thank you for your contributions to Indian cricket. You'll be really missed. Rest in peace, Salim Durrani. So, yeah, it had to happen on a very auspicious day for Indian cricket because
Second
April
April.
2, 2011, India had erased 28 years of pain. Dhoni hits it into the stands, and
No, it was come on, yaar. Those are words etched in history books now. Dhoni finishes it off in style.
No, don't hit it into the stand.
Yeah.
Oh, he did hit it into the stand. But that's not what I was saying.
Kulasekara.
Anyway,
man,
I think
bowler.
we are 2 minutes away from ball 1 being bowled. So, gents and lady, we know what time it is. Predictions.
Yep.
Sid, let's start with you.
So, Rajasthan Royals batting with their batting lineup, I will say 175. But Sunrisers are winning it.
Okay. Gargi?
I have a similar,
But it's a tough
also-
one. Because two
Yes.
very balanced teams.
Yes.
It's a 50.1 to 49.9.
It's sort of like a comment pointed out ki it's Rajasthan's batting versus Sunrisers bowling.
I disagree with that because I love Sunrisers batting lineup also. It's the best batting lineup they've had in years. Anyway, predictions.
I think RRR.
Yeah. Indeed.
Not two. Anyway, no, the point is, what's your score prediction? Pick a score.
I think Sunrisers. No, sorry, my bad. RR will get just 2 hours. RR will get somewhere around 175, 180.
Okay. I say they will get about 194, but SRH will win.
I'll go with 187 for Rajasthan and they win the match.
RR win the match.
Yes.
So, who's actually picked
Two of us SRH. What did you pick?
RR.
and 2 RRs?
Oh, split. What about you, Shivam? Who's winning?
Deciding vote. I'll try what?
RR. So 3 in favor of Rajasthan Royals, 2 in favor of Sunrisers Hyderabad. But the vote reflects it's going to be a very close game. 2 very evenly balanced teams, and batting, bowling.
Can't really tell. Not really.
RD has a very interesting question. Harshit and I can answer this one.
Yeah.
Kevin De Bruyne or Tony Kroos? They're different players. Enjoy them both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Amazing.
But let's
players, both of
since
them.
he's ours, and if you were to pick one, even though I'm a United fan, I'd go with Kevin De Bruyne. That man is just
Okay, I'm going to be the football nerd here and say I'll just edge Tony Kroos very slightly. But again, I would
Is
love
that
to-
because he's a World Cup winner?
No, it's because I think the way his brain, the way it works, is next level. In fact, to give you a comparison, if Kevin De Bruyne is a Cesc Fabregas, then Tony Kroos is a Xavi.
I don't quite fully agree. I mean, I'm a big fan of the way
Let's
he
do a
really-
debate on this. Huh?
Yeah,
We can do this, huh?
we could.
Kevin
We
De
could.
Bruyne or Tony Kroos? Well, I would go with Kroos. Because he manages to hold his own under pressure. And remember that not a club this thing, but in a World Cup game, Sweden, 95th minute.
I remember that winner. Mad
Wow.
free kick that was.
Germany were on the brink of elimination, down to 10 men.
Yeah.
Yeah, he saved them from elimination only for them to be eliminated. the
Like
next
South
year.
Korea. You know, man. That was a terrible, terrible World Cup for Germany.
As opposed to 2022, which was
even worse.
Even worse, maybe.
exactly.
They didn't win a single game, right?
No, I think they won one game,
one.
but they were knocked out.
Yeah.
Because they had to win, and there was a lot of mathematics involved. I remember doing that.
Oh,
math.
yeah.
And anyway, they're starting Bhubaneswar
Yeah,
with the new
Bhubaneswar
ball.
Kumar and Yashasvi Jaiswal walks down the track
Is it
and
a
he out.
first ball wicket?
No.
No.
Glenn Phillips is keeping, and that was a good take, by the way, Glenn Phillips.
Yes.
That is about it. Let's see if any of our predictions come true. Hyderabad traditionally is a low-scoring venue, but day match can be high-scoring. So swing for Bhubaneswar Kumar, but Yashasvi, good intent, walking down the deck
On the first ball.
Very.
I think he took a few tips from Josh Butler.
Yeah, I mean Butler, but Butler just eased the drive in that Adelaide game against Bhuvi.
Yeah, of course, you eased the drive because remember,
Keeper was standing up.
Keeper was standing up. But why was the keeper standing up? To prevent Josh from actually doing that. Hence, I said he took some tips from Josh.
That date, that match, that venue doesn't exist for Indian fans. It doesn't. That was an aberration. It's just happened in some parallel universe. So, thank you so much, folks, for joining us. We'll be back with more videos, and we'll be back for a lot of stuff. Actually, there's
Plenty of things happening. Stay tuned to
PV
Sports Today.
PV Sindhu's final will happen at 4 o'clock. And there'll be a debate that our two football gentlemen are going to do. And
It won't be this debate. I was kidding, but we could do some debate. She and I
could.
will, Gargi and I will be doing Formula 1 video. Stay tuned. So any of y'all who would ever get bored by just me talking, it's not just going to be me anymore. So,
yep.
so plenty of stuff coming your way. Stay tuned to IPL matches. The second of which is going to be an absolute belter.
It is Kohli versus Rohit at EM Chinnaswamy Stadium. That'll be an epic match, Lord. But this match, I'm much more excited because of the talent that is available.
Yeah, I think both these teams looking good. Jaiswal again showing some very good intent early
I
on.
suspect a change in emotion, with you, Sidvi. Come the evening. We'll be like, no, I'm far more excited about the other one. Yeah.
See, MI RCB is anyway a blockbuster game.
Yeah.
MI RCB is anyway a blockbuster. There's no two ways about it. But electrifying atmosphere, the only difference will be the Chinnaswamy Stadium.
True,
Oh
absolutely.
man, it is
Party today.
It's a real party. You have to be at the stadium to realize how electric it is. So, thank you so much, folks. We'll be back soon. Thank you. Bye bye. Nandri from all of us.
And just last year.